Quick shout out to my Patreons who keep this channel going. You can join my Patreon down in the description below. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're interacting to the 14th episode of Log Horizon Season 2. This one's titled Kanami Go East. Yes, Log Horizon's back. Sorry it's taken over a month to get to this point. This show just seemed to always end up on the day where all the bad things would happen with regards to schedule. And with the COVID vaccine and the heat wave and everything surrounding that, and me having to catch up on content, this show just kept getting pushed back and back and back. But we're finally getting back into it. We will absolutely be finishing this season, Season 2 this season, and we'll get a good chunk of Season 3 done as well, I believe. Maybe not entirely completed before the full season kicks in, but fairly close to being done, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. It helps that Season 3 is only a single core, as opposed to the double cores that Season 1 and 2 have been, so that'll make it a little easier to go through them. But yeah, we're back into it. And ultimately, I think, despite the situations we ended up in, this was as good of a time to have such a break, because we're kind of like in the middle of... Well, we've just finished our main story arc for the first half, which is surrounding the reigning party that's going after the sources of the world's gold, and what we ended up doing with that to balance the property market and purchase all land in Yamato to reassign it back to the Yamato server in order to even the playing field there, even if it was at the cost of some of our own land that we've been buying, but we couldn't afford to keep them going anyway, so it's kind of like, kind of got to it anyway. We learned about the system and how it distributes gold to monsters and all that good stuff. And then we also covered, in the first half, the Akaba raid. So the person of the land that was using the armor that the Royal Guard have, which allowed him insane levels of buffs, and he had insane weapon as well that ended up doing it. So we kind of had all that going on in the first half, and past episode was the Valentine's episode. This episode, I think, is going to be focusing on, as it kind of says, Kanami, who was from Debauchery Tea Party, and is the one that, they were trying to see if Shirei would actually say that, because Tetra was teasing him about potentially having, a thing for Kanami back in the day, which potentially might have been the case. I don't know if that's necessarily the case now, but it looks like we're going to be focusing on her as a character more now, which is going to be interesting because we haven't really explored too much of the other Debauchery Tea Party members. God, I can't speak today. Haven't really explored too many of them so far. So, Kanami, it's going to be interesting to see what's going on. And then right at the end of the last episode, we got something somewhat more interesting that's going to lead into, I think, the second half of the show. The second half of the show being to deal with Plant Huiden, is that how you say their name? And ultimately Nuraha, although it seems like Nuraha is not really the big bad boss of what we thought it was going to be, based on how they were kind of seen during the end of Season 1. It looks like, how do you say their name? Is it Intix? Intix, there we go, got it in the end. It looks like Intix is the one that's pulling the strings here, and Nuraha is kind of like a figurehead, as it were, and it's just front-facing in that regard, and so it's actually Intix that are controlling things behind the scenes of what's going on. So that kind of, because they even went back and showed the flashback of Season 1 where Shirei said, it's much easier for me to give you what you want as a foe than as a friend, which is kind of interesting. I was like, how is that the case? But it's the obvious case that Nuraha actually isn't the enemy here in this sense. They might not agree on how they've handled their respective situations, but she's not the enemy because she's the one that's being manipulated right now. And if you can... He basically said to her, if you can find a reason for me to be angry, or my goal is to deal with Plant Huiden, if that ever comes about, that it's honestly better for me to be your opponent in that, because then I can actually get stuff done rather than trying to side with you. So, kind of an interesting way they linked that back in. I didn't actually expect that, so kind of excited to see where that goes. I feel like that's going to be the second half of the show. It's mostly focused around dealing with them. The only other thing really that is continued on from the first half that I think needs to be explored is what the fuck happened to Krusty? Like, where is he? Like, seriously, where is he? He's been gone for a long time now. The flavor text on weapons is coming true, and he's been seemingly annihilated or trapped in that weapon for a long time now. So I'm wondering if we're going to start working on fixing that as like a mini arc before we deal with Plant Huiden, or how we're going to do that. At the very least, we've got to fix that, because we can't just be without Krusty, can we? Like, can we just go without Krusty for the entire season? I don't know if we do that. I don't know. I don't even know if he appears in Lock Horizon Season 3. It's possible Krusty's actually dead. That'd be ballsy if they actually killed off Krusty, but I don't think they will. But I have no guarantee that Krusty exists in Season 3, so I guess we'll see what ends up happening. But the fact that there is some ambiguity about that kind of really appeals to me in that sense. So, anyway, we're going to get back into the show because it's been too long. As per usual, these are time-based format access here on YouTube. If you want to see the full picture in picture, you can go to my Patreon down description below. £4 a month gets you access to all Patreon and Patreon X I do on the channel, which is everything from the current season lineup, as well as Patreon request shows such as Log Horizon here, now that we're back into its weekly format. Normally the show will come out on Mondays, it's just that because I'm playing catch-up, it's coming out today instead. But normally this will be on the Monday time slot, and should hopefully be on Monday time slot next week, so bear that in mind. We do 2 episodes every week, and we'll be doing a second episode straight after this, of course. By the time you finish watching this, second episode should probably be coming up around about within the hour anyway. I set these to go up, so this one should be coming out about 2 o'clock in the afternoon my time. Next one should come up at 3. You get the idea. But here on YouTube we do time-based, so bottom left of the screen you'll see a time for the episode. I count down 3, 2, 1, play. And play say episode, I say episode, we should be in sync. Watch this well on Crunchyroll, since that's where I can view this here on for actual legal reasons. Interestingly, how I have to go Funimation Season 1, Crunchyroll Season 2, Funimation Season 3. It's a bit odd how the licensing agreements work, but we got there in the end. No logos or anything at the start of this one. It's just black screen, and then we cut into the actual episode. You can screen flash on my face, the mic, or this part of my headset to tell when the scenes are transitioning. That should help you sync it up as well. So, with all that said, let's get into this week's episode, shall we? First, anyway, in 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go. Where the hell are we? Oh, we're in Minami. Okay. Oh, shit, hello. Okay. Royal Guard Captain, okay. Interesting. Replacement for Kami, okay. Aha. Okay. She's on the China server. God, I miss this OP. I feel bad for Season 3's OP, because I'm so attached to this one, since we've had it for Season 1 and Season 2 now. I don't know if it could ever compete, but give it a good shot. So yeah, Kanami go east. If she's in the Chinese server, go east to the Japanese server. It's interesting how she was in Tix last month it ended up being, but like last episode, But now it's the Indicus. I don't know which one's technically more correct in that sense, so someone can point out which one's actually more correct. I'll probably just go with whatever one the subtitles goes with because it's going to be easier to remember, but... Love this OP. And this is Plant Hawaii then. They mentioned the flying machine, and there it was in the shadow, so we'll get there eventually. Okay. Oh, shit, hello. Academy? Froggy Nardo. Leonardo, okay. Jeez, that's quite a lot of them. Okay. Being attacked by Haunters. Is it Haunter? Is that the Pokemon? Daylight Shades. Okay. Fairy Icast, okay. Hmm. Okay, actually move real life. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. Gigamy? Okay. Really? Okay. Okay. They're going for like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing there with him. Teenage Mutant Ninja Frogs, I guess. Ah, okay. Hmm. Okay. Not this one. Hmm. Psychic Village, okay. Oh, that's creepy. Hmm. Jesus. Oh shit. Oof. Mm-hmm. Okay, it was a paralysis. Mm-hmm. Weird. Plague demons. Ooh. Hmm. Okay. He's at all confused by the fact there's just a talking horse with them. Sure. Yeah. uh. No, you can say that. Mm-hmm. uh. Mm-hmm. It's a little creepy how she keeps asking that. Just saying. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. I don't get it. I was expecting you to be like, no clue. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. Hmm. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh. Oh shit, okay. We just started a lot there, I guess. Okay. Hmm. Still got that attitude, huh? Gnoll army? Do you mean like Knolls as in GNOLL? Not Knolls as in mole with an N? I assume that's what they mean. Oof. Jesus Christ, this big dragon. Hmm. Parallel one. Okay. 500. Oof. Yeah, they're Knolls. Straight out of Critical Role Season 2 beginning. Is it? I've never heard that one, but sure. Yes. Okay. Sure, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Wow, okay. Wow. That that's very interesting. I I want to talk more about that. I want to talk more about that and my own personal experience with stuff like that. But now she has a form of conscious right now. That explains her mathematical essence, I guess. I mean, you're a hero, right? You protect people. Oh shit. Casting. Okay, that's funny. Okay. Okay. It's kind of. I still think it's kind of interesting that you can. Oh. Oh shit. We summoning a red dragon. Okay. Jesus Christ. This is getting quite epic. Yeah, simply being out. Hello. Simply being able to teleport between servers is just interesting to me. That we're all in the same domain. But only Japan has the new content, so to speak. Which is why no one here is leveled beyond level 90, I'm guessing. And I guess they physically can't. How does the Japanese side server isolated in that sense, right? Hmm. Oh, hello. Oof. Hmm. Oh, lovely. Ooh. Definitely Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, that's creepy. Genius of necromancy. Okay. Ooh. Genius of healing. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. This is creepy. Hmm. It's pretty epic. Can I make a step in? Hmm. uh, here she is. Sounds like they're saying Intix, not Indicus, but... They're keeping Kanami a secret. Okay. Boarding the train? Time to start a war. That was a good episode. That went by really quickly as well. Nice to see some Kanami backstory. It's not really backstory, it's more current events. It's relevant to our current events anyway. Good episode though. But just like the episode before this, definitely felt like covering some stuff ready for the next arc. But obviously, Planet Hawaiian is making their first move right now. Time to start a war going east. I'm fairly certain to the east is us, Round Table. So they're on their way. I'm guessing this train is going to be able to fly in some aspect. Don't know quite how this train's going to work, but it's a cool design. And as per usual, we are skipping the previews just because they're a bit too spoilerish. Alright. Okay. Learned some more about Kanami. That's good to know. We got some other stuff confirmed, because I don't think up until this point it was confirmed, because we kind of highlighted it on a little bit with like the moon, right, being a potential like test server for the game. So the fact that when we die we go to the moon implies that we can transfer between servers, and this episode very much clearly pointed out like, yes, we can absolutely teleport between servers, because we can go from the Japanese server to the Chinese server with direct teleportation. But it's interesting that the Japanese server is the only one with the update that was the cause of the apocalypse in the first place. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. All of these places are together. And that begs the question then, are these other servers also... Well, they're also feeling the effects of the apocalypse, right? Because they're stuck there and they can realize that they're no longer doing like the keyboard commands and stuff. They're actually, it's their physical body. So those effects are happening. I wonder if the flavor text stuff, if the expansion phenomena is continuing, things like that. I'm curious if that's like a universal thing that's happening in this world now because of what happened with this update. Or if those are more localized to the Japanese server because they're the ones experiencing some of this. I don't think anyone... I have to double check all the stat cards again, but I'm fairly certain there was no one above level 90 in all of this, including Kanami herself. Yeah, Kanami herself is level 90 still. And you'd think if she was actually like making her way across Chinese server trying to get to Japan, she'd probably be more than at least level 91 by now, you'd have thought, considering the time span we're talking here. But I don't know. It kind of depends on how the mechanics of that work. I'd be curious to see how that ends up happening. Like, because a character was not originally... Well, I don't know how the server system's going to work with regards to this show now. I'm kind of curious to see how, if they explain that at all, or if there is any explanation thus far to go into. But Kanami's on her way to Japan. Planet Hawaiian is making their move for war, presumably against Shiroi and Akiba. To what extent, I don't quite know why they'd be the ones to provoke here. Like, what is Intix thinking here with provoking this war? Because it's pretty much entirely her plan at this point, right? Nuruha is not in control at all. She's just a figurehead. yeah, be interesting to see where they go with that one. But one thing I did want to mention, like, it's actually really interesting they brought that up, and it's a testament to this show knowing what it's talking about. Is they mentioned, like, farming bots. Like, if I think back, like, the old school RuneScape, like back in when was it? When was RuneScape like really a big thing? Well, I mean, it's still a big thing, don't get me wrong, but like, when did it come out? Back in 2001? Jesus Christ, 2001? I forget when it would have been. I forget how far back it was, but like back when the times where one of the biggest bots areas was in where's the RuneScape map? Let me go back here because memories right now, memories. Where is it? World map, old school RuneScape. God, this is a large file to load up. I hope my my recording software did not let me loading that up. I'll put it that way. There's Lumbridge. Was it Varrock? Where is... There's the bank. I think it was a Varrock. I'm 90% certain it was Varrock, where you would go to... Where else would it be? No, there's nowhere else. It must have been Varrock, where you would go to the wizard there. Like, there'd be a way for you to teleport to the mining area for, like, runes or something. And it was like you'd, like, mine the pure... Is it, like, pure runes, pure essence runes? Something like those. You just set up a bot to go mine those, come back with full inventory, drop it off in the bank, go back and mine, drop it off in the bank, and you just leave those running for hours and hours and hours. That was, like, one of the most popular... one of the most popular bossing routes that you could do. And I actually had, back in the day, I had a bot that would do that. And that was, like, my little money grinder for my time in RuneScape, which was a briefly limited time. I would love to, like, try and get back into it one day, but I don't have the time for it. Like, Genshin Impact takes up too much time as it is, and, like, I'm so far behind on all Genshin content, including, like, the 2.0 content. Like, I'm trying to keep up with that, but it's like, I've got all this backlog to do, I've got my real life to do, there's too much going on, so. But it's interesting how they mentioned, like, the idea of bots. Like, yeah, absolutely during this apocalypse, there would be bots running. Like, I didn't really necessarily think a bot in a VR MMO program could actually work. It's actually quite... Well, no, this isn't a VR MMO, is it? That's the point, this isn't VR MMO. This is just an MMO. It's an online game. Of course they could be bots. That makes so much more sense. Although... No, it is VR. It was absolutely VR. I forget the base setting of this goddamn game. But like, it's just kind of interesting how they bring in the botting element to it, because absolutely there would be bots active overnight at any time that this game would be running. Like, as long as the servers were online, bots would be running. 100%. And the fact we've included a bot as a character in this show, and seeing what effect that has and the way its personality kind of forms, is very, very interesting. And I love that inclusion of that. It's just one of those little things that, like, of course it would be a thing. Like, yeah. And it's just fascinating that they'd start to include something like that into the show. Completely unnecessarily. It could have just been another adventurer, another non-player character. Like, it could have been anything, but they chose to make it a bot because that's attention to detail in the setting that this show uses, and that's why I think Log Horizon is one of the best isekai virtual world shows out there, because it knows its setting so well and utilizes every element it can from that setting. So anyway, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the one as much as I did. Leave a like if you did, as well as your comments what you thought of the episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe. We're going to do the next episode straight away here now. So stay tuned for that one, as well as the rest of the Summer 2021 lineup that's going to be happening here on the channel as well. Thank you for watching. Until next time. See you guys later.